Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It is November 11th for most of us. Bill Goichberg's birthday, Pruzi's birthday. Pruzina is also streaming. Happy birthday, Pruzi. And we are getting there. We're preparing for Reykjavik 2024, which starts March 15th in Reykjavik, Iceland. Register and book as early as you can. There are only 400 entrants allowed. Some of those entrants may already be guaranteed to some strong players. This is the event where Magnus Carlsen and a young Magnus Carlsen and Gary Kasparov clashed in that famous Blitz event that was at Cambridge Springs many years ago. A very famous video on YouTube. We have plenty in store, as we are going to prepare for this tournament. We have quite a number of things to do today. I don't know that every day I've been planning on trying to get several instructional streams. We're going to be concentrating on Magnus Carlsen prep. He is the latest and greatest for modern chess to be following. I did several games yesterday with a student. Oh, priceless.
Nowards.
Good morning, Nowards.
Hello there.
How are you? It is great to see you. Ah, yes, that's what I had open on purpose. I was checking for some things, and
Thanks
one of
for
them.
subscribing.
Not good because of this.
Namaste for the subscription. Not good because of this. Oh, you are a blessed sight. Namaste. Namaste, buddy. Easily the world's greatest mod. Why you're not a mod on each and every channel? I'm actually glad for it, because otherwise you might not be here. But certainly you could be. We have changed our background just a little bit to another location in Iceland. We'll be concentrating. Whoops. Oh, and we're off. We'll finish that message later. Uh-oh. We are off center. Suffering from a little bit of video memory, we are going to have a news ticker going across the bottom of the stream at some point in the near future. We're still answering E4 with E5, just to see how this goes. We'll see what GM Fisher has in store for us. The odds are very slim based on the numbers. We're going to play for exactly what we're expected to play for. Now, normally I might play Bishop C5, but because of my opponent's rating, I'm not going to do that. There's a new chessable book out that recommends B5, the Olstad variation here.
Nowards.
Said. Good
I have
luck.
it in
I
my
am too
cart.
rusty to play.
I do have it in my cart. Bishop D3. Fascinating. So against this, do I follow Joshua Friedel's untimely demise in the last round of the Hikaru's first U.S. Championship win. Hikaru won in 22 moves in this particular variation, believe it or not. We're just going to get our development on, since he put his bishop on d3. And now for something completely irrelevant. Let's see what we get.
Nowards
said. I saw on b2 the right move.
Bishop e2 is the main line move. That much is true. Whether or not it's the correct move is a matter of opinion. So, we do have a little bit of trouble ahead of us, as we are going to strive for
Nowards
activity.
Said. The correct move is not to play the fried liver.
And now for something completely different. My knight is nowhere near taking advantage of this particular setup. We're going to continue as though we are just trying to maximize our activity. That is all. We're just trying to maximize our activity. Well, that's interesting. Queen takes. This does get a little sketchy. That much is true.
Said. Hello.
Just a little bit sketchy. Hold on, before I commit myself to a particular area, should we? We'll see. Queen d1 actually looked like the best possible move. And are we getting anything on this mix? We don't have much of a choice, unfortunately. Shattered pawn structure everywhere. Awkwardly placed bishop by white. Definitely. Well, we're going for activity. This is what we are after. Our primary goal is activity. More activity. More activity, more activity, and more activity. I don't have much of a choice, do I? Yeah, you get to queen. And that's always awkward. Queen A1 check. This doesn't work, unfortunately. Doesn't work at all. But our opponent is the stronger player. We made a go of it. And that's all we can consider at the moment. We only have one really good move here. Is he picking off my rook with a series of checks? It does appear like it. For what it's worth. Yes, yes. That is a bother. He's got another check. Getting closer to a small goal of him touching his bishop in a tournament game. Touching his bishop, yes? Oh no. That's not exactly what I wanted to do. It is not exactly what I wanted to do at all. And now for something completely different. So what did I want to do with this fellow? Check, check. Need to keep the other part alive. Interesting. I'm going to try to stay active as much as possible. Oh no! I did want to check. I did want to check first. I hallucinated that I still had a safety valve if I didn't check first. Nicely done, GM Fisher. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the training. And he's playing a Simul versus Lance 5500 at the same time. Can you imagine? I did need to restart, it looks like, as our video memory is a little sluggish and slow. Let's close a few things. So, I didn't check our status, but I think that we have exactly the right number of everything. So I'm playing B4 as part of our GTO strategy. Not to play the fried liver as white, or not to allow the fried liver. That's what all I can say to add to So, do I wish to do this? Yes, I do. I do wish to do this. This is what we plan on doing. White bishop. First things first, let's ease his developmental problems. best we can. I'm willing to trade. Is that a threat? Knight g5, h3. We need to get our development in. There's no doubt about it. He actually might be threatening what he's threatening. That's awkward. He might be threatening exactly what he's threatening. Well, that's interesting. Am I in trouble on that move? E5 pawn is not being threatened, but mine is. That's awkward. We're making lemonade, ladies and gentlemen. Lemonade. So he doesn't actually want to play bishop e6 because he really wishes to play knight e6 in this position. That would be his ideal move. And now for something completely different. Do we get to expand with e4? I'm sorry, d4. d4, a4, d5, ab3, de6. Don't like it.
3 raiders from.
So, now we're trapped in
Get
Fisher's
our
mind
knight
battling his own
back
private
into
army, and if we get killed,
Momo Chess,
we'll
good
be lost in
morning.
limbo
How
till
are
our brains
you?
turn to scrambled egg.
It's great to see you.
Momo Chess.
It is Frushi's birthday as well.
Triple notification pog.
This was part of the plan to getting our knight back into the game. This is part of our plan to get our knight back into the game, yes.
Nowards.
Said. So Momo Chess.
Momo Chess.
Said. How are you?
It's all about piece coordination. I'm doing okay. Things could always be better. Mainly trying to decide how I'm going to continue to bother him in ways that he cannot imagine.
Momo Chess.
Said. I got a draw vs a 2270 fighty last Monday.
That's amazing. That is truly awesome. Let's keep up the threats because we need our bishop in the game as well. And his rook is tied down to defending. Wow. Is this true? Do we go for it? It's very tempting. I mean, he's attempting the discovery with his knight upon my knight.
Momo Chess.
Said.
To what extent
Always
is
go.
it good?
Momo Chess.
Said. Never calculate.
Never calculate. Well, bishop g5 is a problem. Mm-hmm. We're still trying to construct our very strong center. So first off, we need to keep expanding. I'm not threatening anything, mind you. No threats here to worry about. What could I possibly be threatening after all? Now for something completely different. Mm-hmm. Now we need a gentle rook lift. Knight e4, knight g5. His knight is still somewhat offsides. We're going to pretend like he is not doing what he's doing, as we dive into the position with our knight. Mm-hmm. Where is that knight going? Where is that bishop going? Is it a freebie? Looks like a freebie. It's not a great freebie, I admit. But we'll take it. We don't have much of a choice. We have more where that came from. A lot of weak squares around my opponent's king. I could have just returned to f6. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Let's give him a check on the long diagonal. Using the whole board. Might be resigns time. This doesn't look good. Let's take a quick look at our GTO strategy, everybody. Shout out Momo Chess. Momo, no words did not get you. He must be taking a quick nap. It is late in the day for Momo. I mean, for Momo and no words. How come we don't get the nice little banner? Did we already get a banner? FIDE trainer and national master John MacArthur. I apologize for my delay in sending that. I have one very experienced but now somewhat retired grandmaster to my credit, who participated in 2 World Junior Championships, 2 US Championships, and is now on Wall Street working his magic, trying to turn his intellect into dinero. I don't blame him at all. So wait just a moment. So on the player front, this is what we're going to check. Why am I so slow? Continue to close some windows now that we know that everything is running. Closing the calendar, closing Zoom, closing Notepad. We don't really need that. Certainly Pretzel Rocks can't be causing all of the slowness. But, what? We're at 2339 E4s? Uh-oh, I need 3 more D4s and 4 more Knight C3s to keep everything even. 2 more B4s to get that up to snuff. Let's see how we're doing here. It seems to have finished calculating, so we are at 108. This is the latest, right? So our present game went B4, C6. This is the defense that I advertise most often. I chose E3 today. Knight F6, Bishop B2, but Knight F6. What did my opponent choose? Oh, the game is not registered yet. Earlier this month, White Bishop 22 played A5. Can you imagine that was Kingslayer Sloane's win against me? Knight F6. How did I lose that game? That was a year ago last month. So our data is not completely up to date, as it turns out. We can't trust it. But I do know that since I haven't bothered with anything today, that I do need 3 more D4s and 2 more B4s. I don't know about that. I do believe I need 2 more B4s. I could use 4 more Knight C3s. We're trying to round out all of our opening strategy. We need 4 more A4s. Oh, I played at A4 yesterday. Indeed, I do need 4 more A4s. It really doesn't matter what opening you choose. What matters, what absolutely matters, is that you pay attention to your piece coordination. David Sum, good morning. We are playing a very classical structure for Goichberg. That much is true. We're always going to grab our opponent's central pawn, by the way. Yes. King safety. And an attempt on our life might be made by the bishop on c1. So we'll see how he decides to handle this. Well, that's interesting. I have to take the gain of time. I do. I have to take the gain of time for what it's worth. And I have to try to keep him from developing his pieces accordingly.
Said. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Tiger. How are you? Truly a great day. We're going to attempt to get to the c2 square. And we don't want his pieces to be developed at all. So we're going to offer him a little bit of a conundrum. Somehow I knew he wouldn't decline that offer. Well, where are you headed, sir? My first thought is to play queen. f6. The original first thought was to play bishop d3, but f3 looks really annoying. So knight a4 gets my bishop pair. I don't really like that as much, so we're going to take the outpost square where we can. Yes. He is after our stuff. That much is true. My original thought doesn't work. It's possible that I wasted a thought. No choices here, unfortunately, no choices. Knight takes bishop, pawn takes. Yes. We did expect that much. He does have to defend first. Defend second. We're threatening him in more ways than one. We'll take care of that business first. Our back rank is weak, so we have to be very mindful of this. We're not really threatening anything, yeah? Oh, I don't want to do that. Let's pretend like this is all part of the plan. All part of the plan, folks. All part of the plan. Check, check, check. Let's find out if it works. We do have to take care of other threats later. It's unfortunate that we don't have a pawn mate, or do we? Give the pawns a chance. No more back rank mate. David Sum almost got me. He had knight takes e4, by the way, in that position. That was very, very precarious. Using the Tarash. Doing our best. Yeah, that was a little questionable. Wow, this move loses? Because of Queen G4. Oh no! Queen G4, and I might be giving up the exchange. Egads. So he went from being plus in this position to being -3. After he took on b6, he was down 3 points of material. So bishop d4, what a fascinating move. Because of the pressure on b2. Bishop takes g4, g6. Why is this position equal? Isn't that crazy? Bishop takes d4, e5. This assessment has to be off, right? There's no way. And after bishop takes e5, queen f6. No, there's no way that our assessment on Stockfish 16. Oh no, they've upgraded us to Stockfish 16. But I think there seems to be a blunder here in the calculation. We're going to go straight to this happened since last night, by the way. So knight to c5, queen f6. a5 was a blunder. I thought I was luring him in. I did think I was luring him in. He did have knight takes d3. So I lured him over there for that, and now I'm back on track. So in this particular position, he had rook c1. He could have just ignored me. Played rook c1. Yeah, that was me. C'est la vie. I've got too much going on. Who are we watching? I also need WhatsApp open. My apologies for any beeps, twits, whatnot in the background. Mr. Tiger, are you there? You should check out the number 16 Magnus Carlsen that you contribute to. That doesn't help, by the way. That does not help at all. So is one person going to queen before the next? That is the question. No, I don't think it helps to have that one on that square either. And now black queen's first, but it's a knight pawn. Oh no, rook takes e6 check and the skewer queen b3 is on. No! Ariel Zamora! You had rook takes, king takes, you queen, he queens, and then queen to a2 check. You still had it. But now, you queen, and you do win with the technique. Let's see the technique on the queen versus pawn on the 7th. Other than a bishop pawn or rook pawn, the technique remains the same. All right. Give her the slip. What? Oh, we're doing the technique where we bring him in. Queen to e6 is what I prefer here. And then a check to drive him in front of the pawn, and we bring our king closer. It's a lot easier with the knight pawn because you have queen to f7. Queen to f7, queen to h5 check, and king moves closer. Unless Arcargo is toying with his opponent and he would like to play closer with his king, allow the pawn to promote, and then checkmate. I still like the pin. The pin is the simplest. Queen h6, queen f7, queen check, maybe not. Actually, the pin would have been the best. We'll look at that in just a moment. Uh-oh. It has become a little bit more problematic now. Check and queen up. Now, queen, and then you can just move your queen up. Queen e6 check, and then you move your king up because it's made on d2. They can't promote. And now we get to let them queen with check, right? Oh no, our cargo is struggling with this. Yes, and now it's forced maiden too. But I thought we were playing for a different mate, obviously. I thought we were playing for the queen d2 mate. Our system is a little sluggish. My apologies. C'est la vie. What can you do? We will get most of our training in. And then we're going to run for coffee after this game. So 108, and this move was not yet in. Is it me or is everyone playing for the same exact trick? In the center. Is it me? Not getting rid of his center pawn. But we will go for the wedge. Well, the wedge. Can I play e4? I feel like I can play e4. I don't know if it's such a good idea, but we're going for the wedge. If he didn't go for the wedge, we're going for the wedge. If I get into trouble, so be it. But I want all of my bishops to be extremely happy. Well, we don't have to go for the wedge anymore. Now for something completely different. Is our knight hanging after that? Very awkward. Hard to tell. How much trouble could he get into? Isolated pawn on d5. Totally unexpected, folks. Totally unexpected. Who would have known that he could do such a thing to himself? I was fairly certain that bishop d7 was forced. And then we were going to play the same exact move. Bishop takes d7. Possibly queen takes d7. And bishop a3. There is some problem here. Bishop f8, knight takes d5 is what I'm considering. But my king is still in the center, so I'm not entirely pleased about this. And now for something completely different. I need to dig in. Twelve move win. Not a bad thing for the early morning rounds. I did promise myself a cup of coffee. Much is true. So in this particular position, I believe he had to play bishop f8. This was almost the only move to stop checkmate. Knight a5 runs into queen e3 check. I'm sorry, knight h5 runs into queen e3 check. Queen a5 runs into bishop e4. Bishop f8 was the only move, and I was planning on playing knight takes d5, allowing queen to b5 check. And bishop to b4, queen takes b4, bishop takes b4 check. Because remember, this is also in the card, so I don't really have it. So queen to a5 check, c3. Perhaps I have to throw in queen to e5 check first. Force knight to e7, and then I get to play this move. The bishop is guarded by the discovery. So king f8 loses immediately. So queen a5 check is forced. c3. And if queen takes, everything seems to be covered. Yeah, this does look devastating. However, there is always the threat. Takes with check and then queen d4. This is hanging. Not as pretty as I would like. I need to get knight e2 in. I'm way behind in this particular instance. Let's just go back for a moment. We will let the computer do its work. This is time for a coffee break. Intermission time. Just a quick coffee break. I'll be back. Watch Arcargo versus a very worthy opponent, FDS. Hopefully we won't get a copyright strike from my wife playing music downstairs. That would suck. Because it picks it up in the background, you know? Our cargo has a huge time advantage here. But its opponent has a good position. A very strong knight. Let's take ourselves off of the intermission screen. This is probably not the time to add a news banner to the bottom. Where are the weaknesses? White resigned? What happened here? No! White's knight is better than that bishop, but we're never going to get a chance if we allow mate in one. That was a tragic end to that particular game. Well, that was close. I almost failed to rejoin the tournament because I forgot that we were just watching that game, and if I had been typing my message to a student any longer, I could have been in trouble. Mr. Tiger is not playing. Oh, there he is. Let's check out that game, by the way, with Bullet Baron. Whoa! How come we're not capturing this pawn? How come we're not capturing that pawn? When our opponent hangs a pawn, we have to actually capture it. I think it was a mouse slip. I think our opponent actually wanted to play. But now, once again, we should be thinking about all the captures first. Always look at captures. Carefully consider all checks, threats, and captures.
Said, John is right. CCT checks captures and threats.
Thinker teacher.
No, you always have to look at them.
Hello my friend Master Chess Dojo in chat.
Namaste, thinker teacher. Often streaming, although I'm not entirely sure how often these days, as many of us have fallen off post-COVID.
Thinker teacher.
Said, I stream 3-4 times a week these days.
These days,
Thinker
yeah?
teacher.
Said, days.
Alright, and now we can really pummel our opponent here, by the way. There's only a mild pin here, but we can bother the daylights out of him, I believe, with a well-placed this. That's my first instinct. Knight takes, bishop takes. Or are we getting something else here? With bishop to g5 check. This also looks rather tragic.
Goichberg.
Check. Check.
Hello.
So b5. Playing pretty well. And now Fulberg, good morning. How are you? Another little known or lesser known streamer. Making an effort to stream his efforts on Lee Chess and or chess.com. I'm not sure which one he streams on actually. Oh no! We don't need to give it away. We can play bishop takes f3 if we're following through on this particular line. Because we have the skewer on b2. That's key. We want to throw in this particular move first so that the queen doesn't capture. Although it's very tempting to play knight takes b5 as well. Did everyone notice that for a brief period of time when I tried to enable Stockfish this morning, we had Stockfish 16 up there? It was quite crazy. So this morning I think they had a little bit of a thing going on Lee Chess where they tried to enable Stockfish 16. I certainly saw it up here. And is it still possible? Bishop takes f3, g takes f3, knight takes b5 with the same concept of the skewers and the threats. You don't like to be passive. Yeah, ugly. fell to the discovery, but a really good game by Black. A really good game by Black up until it was.
Goichberg.
Said. It's almost evening here. I'm good that I play on both.
Did I really make it back in time for the event? Our cargo is now taking a coffee break. He's taking it easy on me. Or he'll be back. He's teasing me. He'll be back before. Let's take off the sandals. Yes, we're still entering e4 the e5 until we get up to a certain level. We'll check our stats.
Merdiger.
Said. My opponents really dislike me.
Oh no!
Merdiger.
Said. They never show up at the board.
It takes a little while for a lot of the lesser experienced player to get the hang of the Swiss system. They assume that when they're not here, like the arenas, that they're just not going to be paired. I wish you got paired in arenas. Perhaps even if it's unrated. So what do we wish to do? What do we wish to do? Am I okay with him wasting time like this? Getting his bishop pair back? I guess we'll find out. This is the natural move. Against knight c3, I do not have an auto response, unfortunately. I just don't. Now for something completely different. The b2 pawn, the e5 pawn. This is very awkward. We will batten down our hatches one way or the other against any incursions. We're going to keep the bishop pair, we're going to keep the lines closed, and we're going to prepare. A la Spassky, a la Kasparov, a la every great player ever. I believe Queen f6 was actually a reasonable move, maybe against... Nah, it wasn't. What in the world? What in the world is happening here? Bobby? Is he going to pawn storm us? We're pawn storming him. We're attempting to pawn storm him. Alrighty. That's perfectly acceptable. So now, knight c4, bishop takes, pawn takes, queen c5. We're just going to continue pretending like this is all part of the plan. I hope that our queen does not get into too much trouble, Spoopy. Yes, yes. Queen c5, bishop e3, queen b4, a5, followed by rook a4, traps my queen. So we'll just muck about for a bit. That's all. Prepare to prepare. Although this limits my opportunity, I was going to play rook h7. So knight e3, knight f5. c3. Well, for lack of a better plan, we're going to just continue finishing our opening well ahead of schedule, keeping our bishop pair. All right, so now what in the world? We do need to throw this in. And we have to decide how we're going to capture, what we're going to capture, where we're going to capture. So bishop takes c4. Knight takes c4. Bishop takes c4, knight takes c4. Or we'll just bother him straight away. Want to give up the bishop pair just yet, anybody? It's just not in me. We want to keep the threat. Mm-hmm. 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 So where is the knight headed? Let's just keep up the threats. All right. So are we weakening him? Are we weakening? Yeah. Or are we not? Bishop takes, knight takes, queen takes. His white squares are so weak. But it's hard to say. But we do have to make a decision. C5, B5. Bishop takes, knight takes. Yes. We didn't need to move away. But time pressure is a pain.
Thinker teacher.
Said. Does Lycus today experience some problems with the engine implementation?
Yeah, you noticed it too? I definitely feel it. I definitely feel it.
Thinker teacher.
Said. Yet I test some positions and the engine does not start working even after waiting for a few seconds to start.
I noticed that mine went back to Stockfish 14 after the first instance, so I would give it a rest, refresh, and restart the analysis. That's all I can imagine it needing. Hopefully, I'm not just lagging. Well, that's fascinating. Totally unexpected there. We're just going to continue on our merry way the same way we had planned on it. Wait a minute now. Looks like a freebie. But let's keep everything closed while we're at it. Let's just keep everything closed. Now for
Thinker
something.
teacher.
Said. Refreshing the website helped, thanks my friend.
And now for something completely different. Yeah, I am mildly concerned. Mildly concerned. Just lost on time. Couldn't make up my mind. 5 seconds is not enough. Five seconds, not enough. What is the best move here? F6 we know it's the best move, but I'm just thinking Queen D6 is the second most popular move? Wow. But it has a great percentage. Bishop D6. I could get on board with Bishop D6 or Queen F6. So it is Queen F6. That is what I think I was originally planning. So let's just take a quick peek here. In the E5 category,
Vertiger
said. I'll be heading out now.
they must be rebuilding. Oh, there we go.
Thinker Teacher
Mr.
Said.
Tiger.
No days the engines find amazing ideas in the opening part.
Yeah, I'm just looking at my percentages here. I'm 67% with black. I should be working on my percentages with the Caro-Kann. How about that? But no, my percentages with the French could come up a bit. My percentages with G6 on the first move should come up a bit. Maybe that's what I should be doing. Not worried about GTO with black. I can still play any opening with black. Uh-oh. I got shut out. No. C'est la vie. That was my last attempt. How lovely is this? Iceland, by the way. Diamond Beach, Iceland. I'm sorry that you didn't get another game. You did get one really good game, Tiger A, that you were really doing well in and possibly winning. I think you had a nice plus advantage. Please look at that game again closely for where the advantage started to slip. Look at the possibilities of the tactics and try to batten down the hatches in all of those cases. Also check out the World Championship WC space number 16, I believe, is what you need to look for. WC space number 16, or you can find it owner Master Chess Dojo space WC space #16 for the studies. Let's go back to our game where I was jettisoning, of course. What else can I work on here? Is the database catching up? Let's take a quick peek. Is the database catching up? It now has me at 109 B4s, but I believe I should be at 110 B4s, unless... Well, let's take a quick peek. Did my game with Ariel Zamora get reported? So he also played C6. I feel like this is one of the best moves against B4. And against Ariel Zamora, I play E3. Knight F6. Bishop to B2. No. Ariel Zamora played D5. I played B5. Knight F6. And all the games are in. So I only need one more B4, as it turns out. At 9:39. Get a little bit of hourly bullet practice in then. See if we can get in some extra work against e4. Against e4, I need a lot more g6s and d6s. And knight c6. g6, d6, knight c6. Did I not win the other day with h6? Oh, I haven't played h6 this week. Unless I played h6 against... Oh, and I beat Avenge. Yes, this was a great game. I won against Avenge with h6 on the first move yesterday, or the day before, Thursday. In a blitz game. Probably my highest rated win, playing my first h6. That was my first to h6, and I'm 100% against a 2400. AKA 2700, 2600 in blitz. Or bullet, I mean. This guy is no slouch. So he played the London, which is quite lifeless against h6, to be honest. Now I can also play bishop f5 because I have the retreating square. But for whatever reason, I did not do that. I should have played bishop f5 right away. How did I win this game? I do not know. But everyone can check it out. Rachmanov. I should consider getting in more, or at least one more b4. One more b4 is white. My system is slow and as sluggish as it is. I am a little concerned. Just a little concerned. Wow, he's overworked. Do I want to do this? Yeah, let's do this. Bothering the daylights out of him one move at a time. Do I want to play it that way? No, did I do that to myself? I forgot it's bullet. I forgot that it was bullet. Silly me, I was enjoying that position. Alright, this should be our 110th bullet. Do I want to do it that way? you going, sir? I have to remember it's bullet. Please remember that it's bullet. So, looks like we have our 110th B4, and we need a lot more G4s for the day to finish off our potential Where are you going, sir? Oh no. Now we have a little bit of work cut out for us. This might tax his playing ability. This might tax his playing ability. So we're off to G4 for a couple of games. Try to bring it to a nice even number of 165. And then we'll work on our A4s. Well, that was interesting. Just remember that it's bullet, John. That is the most common error in this game. Forgetting that it's bullet. Bummer. What? Forgot that he was running out of time. So we have one G4 in. Should have played G6, darn it. Knight C6 is a lemon. Should have known that. Bishop G4 is a lemon. Let's stop the circumstances here. Avoid the doubling of our pawns. Use those white squares. Bear down on him as best we can. Give him a heave-ho. When we can. Work on some basic mating patterns. Ladies and gentlemen, Chessable for tactics. I have certain goals that I have to meet. This is our second G4 and last G4 of the day. Where are you going, sir? Where are you going? And now for something completely different. Let's tuck ourselves away. Can we do it this way? It's our last G4 of the day. And we have some A4s. If we accidentally get another white, we can get another A4 in. For as terrible as we are, and for our system being sluggish, we're not doing so badly. G6. Now he's got that possibility. Bummer. Fine. Watch out for any forks. Oh no! You got me, Rich Jane. You got me. I forgot that my queen needed to be guarded. E5 was a good move. Insta capture. No good. We cannot leave on a loss. That's what got me into this mess in the first place. Yes, we are after the bishop pair. And we're after the center squares. What am I worried about here? Pass pawn. That's what we want. Well, what can you do? We may have looked like we finished on a loss, but we didn't. So, back to our game. Check our GTO, see if it's caught up. And we will join one of my favorite all-time players, whom everyone already knows.
Vodka martini, shaken, not stirred.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for following the Pluton FM. I appreciate it. Where are you from?
The Pluton FM.
Thanks for following.
I'm P-Day trainer and National Master John MacArthur. I appreciate you being here. I am trying to make this game more entertaining. It really doesn't matter what first move you make. So I have gotten an A4, gotten an B4. No, I didn't get an A4 in. I got my 2 G4s in. It just corrected 165, and I'm up to 110, 110, 111, 165. So the only moves I'm really working on right now are A4, B4, and H4. Do I dare? But I have another engagement, unfortunately. I'm coaching all day today and tomorrow for the New York State Girls Championship via Zoom. So I do have to head out. I want to thank everyone for being here. If you've not checked out the YouTube, please subscribe. What are you waiting for? Please join the Discord. Say hello. Post your games for analysis in the Analysis PGN. I normally get to those on weekends, but if I'm coaching both days this weekend, it may have to wait. I will catch up, I promise. I may make a YouTube video out of your game if it's entertaining enough. Aside from that, you can check out all of my playlists on YouTube. For E4 repertoires, a recommendation against the English, other things that are coming. Thank you, Thinker Teacher, for being here. Thank you for the raid. Momo Chess. Give Momo Chess a shout out for the raid earlier. Pluton, please check in when you can. You can also follow me on all of my socials, and occasionally I will answer a DM. Not always, though. I think Instagram is tighter on the DMs. In any event, thank you for being here. Cheers and ciao, everyone.